Okay, welcome to Year 8 Science Online with Henny van Vieren.
Hello, you're right. Welcome back to term two. Can you believe it? It's another year, another term, and the 2 weeks break was. I don't know if it felt long for you guys because you couldn't get away, or did it feel short, or. But anyways, I hope you guys are all rested and ready to get learning again. We're gonna continue our journey, but we are starting a new unit today, and it's all about astronomy. And astronomy is the science of space, the science of the stars. So it's a very big topic, but we're going to try and simplify it for now. So before, I just want to show you where we can find resources for that. So if you go from onto our OLE, always you will see that there's um, my instructions for today. But if you go down and you scroll down, even past all of the streams and so forth, and you get down to where the tiles were, okay, you can click on links to OLE pages where this one is Astronomy, and when that opens, it actually goes to a very good site that Mr. Martin set up for us, and he broke it down into 10 different subjects. So the first one is astronomy, and then day and night, and so forth. And as you can see, there's the stuff that actually just the course criteria. These are the things that you need to know. So it's broken down for you into those 10. And then when you click on astronomy, gives you a nice piece to read there. You'll be watching this video today as well, and so forth. And then you can click back and go on to day and night. So it is like an electronic textbook. He's done a lot of hard work on this, so I really want to thank him here publicly. So please use that. Okay, but I will also be uploading my presentations still into YouTube so that you guys can watch that. So for today, astronomy. Okay, now I just love this picture, especially now that we're stuck indoors. I would just want to get out there and watch the stars. But at least we did get outside for a bit. Okay, so what is astronomy exactly? Okay, astronomy is the study, and now this is a very fancy definition. I want you to remember the bottom one. But it's the study of celestial objects. That means things in the space. And also phenomena, things that occur. They're not necessarily so things that happen through the application of physics, chemistry, and mathematics. These disciplines, oh wait, chemistry and mathematics, and these days biology, because we're looking for extraterrestrial life. So these disciplines help to shed light on the origins of these objects, their composition, and their manner of interaction. Now, the head of junior science, he wrote this definition for us, that the astronomy definition, the scientific study of the universe and of objects that exist naturally in space, such as the moon, the sun, planets, and the stars. So the important thing here is it's a scientific study. Okay, it's not gobbledygook. We are doing a scientific study and using scientific methods to study the universe and the objects in space. So, now you've also heard of a little something called astrology. Astrology, you might be a Libra, or you might be a Scorpio, or you might be a Pisces, or a whatever. Now, first thing that we need to say is that astrology is not science. Okay? It is not something that is recognized by the scientific community as being science. An astrologer will try and tell you different things, and the people who believe in this stuff, but the scientific community does not accept astrology as science. So, where did it all come from? It is the study of the movement of positions of the sun, the moon, the planets, and the stars around us. And but unfortunately, the people believed that it actually affected their characters and how they lived. So, if you look at them now, number one, I don't see how they got two fish out of that, or a the ram out of that, or even Taurus, the bull, out of those. Sagittarius, I think the twins, I can see that. The Libra, I don't see how they got it. The other one that kind of makes sense to me is Scorpio, because you can see it's kind of two pincers and he's got that. But Leo, I don't understand. But anyways, the point is, as Earth travels around the sun, the way that we see the Milky Way changes. And what they noticed in the old days was that as they go through the year, some of these will be more prominent than others, or they will move into a prominent position. And they saw that, and this is in the olden days, they saw that, hey, when, I don't know, I don't know what the months are, but for instance, if in New Zealand, if you get to Libra over here, oh no, sorry, Libra is this one over here. When you get to Libra, it is raining a lot because it's autumn. Okay, it's October and it's raining a lot and a lot of winds and so forth. So when this one came out, they would have noticed some things. It's almost like when Matariki comes out. So for the Maori, Matariki meant that it was the end of the harvesting season. It was a time for them that they could actually relax a bit because they were it's finished harvesting. If you haven't harvested yet, your stuff will not work well because it's going to probably rot in the ground and so forth. So just like the ancient Greeks and the Romans who looked at these, the Maori also looked at, as I said, Matariki. Okay, now then they took it one step further because they said, okay, well, I can look at this and I know that this star is up there, and then it means that usually this type of thing happens on Earth. It's really hot and dry, or it's really cold and gloomy, and stuff like that. But then they started to say, but if you're born in this time, then you are a certain type of person. And they take it one step further to say, I can predict your future by saying that if your star sign is this, then your future is going to hold this for the next week, or your future is going to hold that for the next week. And to be very honest, there is absolutely no truth to that. Um, it is, um, there's no scientific proof. If you read all of them, you can probably apply all of those to you. Okay, so just be careful, it is not science. Okay, so early astrologers, as I said, took the 12 lunar cycles. In other words, 12 lunar, 12 moon cycles. What is a moon cycle? It's a month, also known as a month. In other words, from full moon to full moon, or from new moon to new moon, and there's 12 of them in a year. And they realized that it took 12 of these months to orbit around the sun. So they split the year into 12 constellations, and the seasons and weather patterns coincided with these certain star groups. Then they began to rely on astrology to predict their lives, including their strengths and weaknesses, blah 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 blah. Astrologers created horoscopes, star charts based on these 12 signs and four categories like you're an earth, water, or fire person, and interpret meaning of people's days and lives. And as I say, there's no scientific basis for this. Okay, whereas astronomy, on the other side, astronomy is definitely a science. So some of the first guys, Johannes Kepler. Now, one of our biggest telescopes that we have out in space at the moment is the Kepler um, telescope, named after Johannes Kepler. It has made hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of new discoveries of new planets in other solar system, meaning around other stars. Galileo Galilei is another guy who studied the universe with instruments such as an astrolabe, which is this thing, which will predict where the stars will go and so forth. These days, we can just go onto the internet, go to a website called the Sky Live, theskylive.com, and then you put in your location, and I'm going to choose Auckland, New Zealand. I'll go submit, and it knows what the time and date is above me, and then it will actually show me the star map right above where I'm sitting. Even though it's daytime, there's still stars out there. So right above us at the moment are all of these stars and so forth. So you can see there's the horizon. Here I'm looking through the Earth, and there I'm looking up. Okay, and there's Neptune, for instance. There's Mars. Okay, so if you want to learn which stars are where, yeah, you can easily do that with a program like this. And this one is free. You can also get it with your phone, where you actually, if you hold your phone up to the sky, it will tell you this is that one, this is that one, and so forth. Anyways, um, I thought I would just show you that. There's a lot of these that also track like satellites and so forth. But in the olden days, they had to use their astrolabe and very simple telescopes. Okay, but Galilei, he actually discovered quite a few things with this. This is Venus, and did you know that Venus actually has phases, just like our moon does? Because the sun, as we observe it, the sun is shining from one side onto it. And I've seen this with my own little telescope. I've actually even been able to see the moon, some of the moons around Jupiter. Can you see Jupiter also has a phase there? And with a very simple telescope, I was able to observe these things. So, yeah, he was able to do that too. And then Isaac Newton, this is an example of his first proper telescope, and it's called a reflecting telescope. So he would look into there and see the image that is being captured. And astronomers call these things light buckets because they want to catch as much light as they can. All right, astronomy is science. Okay, we use scientific evidence. It's constantly evolving with new technologies and so forth, and to help us explore nearby planets and also faraway stars and their planets. Because remember, what's our closest sun? I gave it away. What's our closest star? It is the sun. Anyway, so that's the end of today's lesson, guys. Just remember what the difference is between astronomy and astrology. Okay, astrology is lies. That's what I can think of, and astronomy is not lies. Okay, I hope that helps. I hope you have a great day. I'll speak to you later. Bye.